Okay, so when I got the notification for this originally, I thought, okay, this kind of came out of nowhere. And then I sat down and I thought about it a little bit, and I realized that this beef goes back really far. So what's going on, guys? Your boy TheFlightMike back again with our second news video. It's a Friday, man. You know, we don't take any days off on this channel. So if you're new to the channel, you watch a lot of my content, but you haven't subscribed yet, we are 2,000 subscribers away from hitting the big 300K. To celebrate this, guys, I am giving away a pair of Air Jordan 1 Cactus Jack editions to anyone that is followed on my personal Instagram. It's instagram.com/Michael Maradian. That's my full name. Sounds so weird saying my full name on YouTube, but let's talk about what I think is a very interesting beef. It's a inverse beef of what you typically see from inside the NBA's Shaquille O'Neal, and that's the beef between Draymond Green and Charles Barkley. So for those of you guys that didn't hear, Draymond Green and Charles Barkley are currently in the midst of a very interesting rivalry, and this started a couple of weeks ago. I'd literally say, no, not even a couple of weeks ago. This started last week when Charles Barkley said something about Draymond Green's stat line on Inside the NBA, and to quote him, he said, "Yeah, Draymond got his normal triple single. He talks all that mess when he's got the other boys with him." And then he says, come on, he talks all that stuff. Now that he's got to go out there and fight for himself, he just doesn't want to play. Give me a break. Y'all better quit telling me who can tell who can play and who can't play. I can tell who can play and who cannot play. And of course, he's referring to Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. But he went ahead, and there's other analysts that jumped in on this too. I wanted to mention Kendrick Perkins, who seems to backpack off of Charles Barkley, says Draymond ain't fooling anybody. LOL. He knew he didn't feel like playing tonight. Vet move right here. And what they're referring to is last week, Draymond Green and the Golden State Warriors faced against the Los Angeles Lakers. Draymond Green was tossed after picking up his second technical foul in the second quarter. And, you know, Steve Kerr said the team missed Draymond Green being out there. And pretty much what Charles Barkley is saying is that Draymond didn't feel like playing tonight, so he purposely got himself the technical foul.
Didn't want to play. He had his normal triple single.
Golden State.
Why you on him so hard? He talk all that stuff when he got them other boys with him. No, man. He talks all that stuff when he got them other boys with him. Now he got out there and fight for himself. He just don't want to play. Give me a break. Y'all better quit telling me who can play and who can't play. I know who can play.
How hard are games like this to play? And if you're the Lakers, how hard?
So to cover this part of the story, I just have to make multiple points here. First things first, could you freaking blame the guy? Like, it's a lost season. You're not going to be motivated to play if it's a lost season. Draymond is used to playing for championships, and I don't care what his role is. I don't care if he has a triple single. Of course he doesn't want to play tonight, man. Even if he did do it on purpose, at least he did it in a classy way too. Well, not a classy way, but in a way that it didn't seem obvious that he didn't want to play. You know, he didn't go out and say, I don't want to play because this is a lost season. He felt like taking the night off, so he got 2 technicals. And that's if that's what he truly wanted to do. So I don't blame him if he doesn't want to play. It's a lost season. You went to the past 5 NBA finals. I don't blame you, okay? Take whatever night off you need, Draymond Green. I 100% understand. I don't think Charles Barkley should be so hard on Draymond, but you also have to understand it's people like Charles Barkley's job to get a reaction out of people like Draymond Green. That's like, look at the panel at Inside the NBA. You have Kenny Smith, Ernie Johnson, and then you have 2 players that are known for antagonizing not only players that were in the NBA at the same time as them, but also players currently. Could we ever forget the JaVale McGee Shaquille O'Neal beef? That was insane. Shaq drove that guy to the brink of insanity by making him a regular on Shaqtin' a Fool. It got to the point where JaVale McGee had to stand up for himself. And to be honest, in my opinion, I'm a huge Shaq fan. I have his signed jersey and everything. He was being kind of a bully. Now, in this case, I feel like Charles Barkley is just trying to get a reaction out of Draymond Green, and boy, guys, did he get a freaking reaction out of Draymond Green. Because today, Draymond Green was interviewed, and he had this to say.
Obviously, guys like Barkley, but beyond that.
No, Barkley should stop before I go take his job, though. So I can do that well, too. He already ain't make enough money playing, so he needs that job. He should stop talking to me. I like to, tendency to end people. So he should stop before I take his job.
Not soon, though, right?
If he keep talking, I'll take it soon, sooner than he thinks. So yeah, he probably should be quiet. He also can't talk basketball with me either. Not smart enough, not qualified. No rings, can't sit at this table.
Very good. Okay.
He can't. Draymond said, Barkley should stop before I go take his job because I can do that well. He didn't make enough money playing, so he needs that job. But he should stop talking to me. I have a tendency to end people, so he should stop before I take his job. And then Green continued and said, he can't talk basketball with me either. Not smart enough, not qualified, no rings, can't sit at this table. Ouch. Well, as much as I understand why Draymond Green would have that reaction, he pretty much gave Charles Barkley what he wanted. I would have stayed quiet and just ignored it. It's a ESPN, well, not an ESPN, but a TNT analyst's job to get that react out of Draymond Green. And of course, Draymond Green's a very easy guy to get a reaction out of. But I have multiple issues with what Draymond Green just said. First things first, I understand what got him triggered. All that triple single talk, if someone said triple single to me, I'd be heated. But here's the thing. Draymond Green, it comes down to this, and I'm not trying to disrespect his championships. Draymond Green was a very important component of those Golden State Warriors championships. But bro, you can't be sitting here averaging 8 points per game and think that Charles Barkley can't sit at the table because he has no rings. You can't do that. I don't agree with that. That's just messed up. You two had different careers, significantly different careers. Draymond Green lucked into a situation where an NBA team that was about to get rid of him, by the way, they saw no use for him. He was a tweener, a small forward that also had the power forward skills. He didn't really have any use until Steve Kerr got there and figured out what the hell to do with him, and he became a integral member of the Golden State Warriors at that moment. He got very lucky, I'm saying. He got extremely lucky, and I do feel like how your NBA career goes, luck does definitely play a factor into it. But this is the typical thing where a player with championships goes after a player that didn't win championships and say, hey, guess what? I won championships, therefore my career was better than yours. I am a better player than you. Stop coming at me. You can't say that to a player like Charles Barkley. These two are not even on the same tier in terms of basketball skill. And I think a lot of you guys forget how great Charles Barkley was during his time in the NBA. And to give you an idea, Charles Barkley, let's compare these two careers real quick just so you could get an idea. Charles Barkley, very similar position as Draymond Green, a power forward / small forward hybrid. People treated him as a big man, but he was 6'6". Well, Charles Barkley averaged 22 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 assists for his career for a player efficiency rating of 24.6. He, during his prime, and this is averaging his bad years in Houston, during his prime with Philadelphia, he would average as much as 28 points per game or 27 points per game in 1991. He was an incredibly efficient player. He would have field goal percentages for the entirety of the season of up to 60%. You cannot disrespect greatness, and I feel like that's what Draymond's doing. Because if you go to Draymond Green and you compare Charles Barkley to Draymond Green, Draymond is one of the more inefficient players in NBA history. Throughout his career, he's averaged 9 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 43% from the field for a PER of 15. He's also a 6'6" small forward that's a power forward, and I don't really want to delve deep and say which one's better and which one's worse, but I'm pretty much doing that. I shouldn't even say that. But if you ask me, in terms of a better role player, you have Draymond Green. He's an incredible role player, and in fact, he's such an important role player that the Golden State Warriors wouldn't be able to become what they are today had it not been for Draymond Green. But at the same time, he is nowhere near the caliber of player that Charles Barkley was. I don't want to say he rode the coattails of Steph Curry and Klay Thompson to greatness, because if it wasn't for Draymond, then Steph Curry or Klay Thompson wouldn't have been as great. They would have been great, but not as great. So at the end of the day, if you ask me for my opinion, Draymond should have just shut his mouth up over here, because what he said just made him look really weak and stupid. But of course, it's the NBA, and drama does occur in the NBA, and that's why we cover it on this channel. I posted my take. This is my take. It's not the take, it's my take. I encourage you guys to tell me what you think. Are you on Team Draymond or are you on Team Charles Barkley? I'm your boy, TheFlightMike, and if you guys happen to like the NFL, there's a brand new episode on my football channel called Microphone. I'll catch you guys over there.